shift how you look at technology and how you work with it. Welcome back to Keep Inspiration Alive. I'm Mr. Michael Adams. Today we're talking about shifting the way that you look at and work with technology and how to shift that perspective in a dynamic that works for you, not against you. All right, let's dive into it. So I attended an event tonight. Guess where? That's right, the Connected Soul Network. Woo woo, woo woo, spirituality people in the house. All right, so I want to share with you. This is a profound shift. I went to one of the events. It's called Tech Trauma Tuesday. They do it once a month with Melissa Acuna, and our last initial starts with a D. I didn't write it down, and I apologize. And then Occam Wood, something like that. Two amazing people, two amazing spiritual, intuitive entrepreneurs that really help with people with like trauma and really help them to overcome it. So Tech Trauma Tuesday. It's not what it sounds like, but it kind of is. It talks about it really talks about like being more visual and showing up every day. Every day, show up, just show up. Because we need to put ourselves out there because people are like needing us to show up. Because we all have things that we need to share to help this planet, and we help shift other people. And I like to call it the monkey see, monkey do effect. Once we like break free from our visual blocks that we have, we start to shine more, and this inspires other people. It really helps. And so, one of the techniques that we're going through tonight was it was a profound. Myself, I have a tendency to run away from technology a lot. Like I go through spurts, something I've dealt with, where it's like, I go, I'm all right, I'm on fire, I can do it. And then I'm like, and then I run away. I use time off. But here's the amazing thing. Here's what was kind of cool. So there are other people in the group that were sharing the same thing. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, we're like all the same. Like we all kind of like experience it on some level. I'm like, okay, so it's not just me. So that was kind of cool. And like I got to like really hear like other people like sharing like some of their experiences with technology. Like some people are like, we have to be careful with how we use our words, because especially if we're showing up on platforms and like let's just say that like, okay, well, like here I'm on Facebook and YouTube right now. This is being casted out in two different areas right now. So if I were to say like, oh, I hate Facebook, well then I'm putting that energy out there, and like people pick up on that, and it's like it's not good. Or like, oh, I hate YouTube, like that shows. I actually love YouTube. I'm still learning the dynamics of like really getting it like seen and all that stuff, but it is what it is. It's just like learning to shift the way that we like speak about things and look at things, because that energy will start to project out and people see it. Now if they don't see it, they sense it, and so like when we go about things with like joy and love and gratitude. So this is November. This is like a month of gratitude, especially here in the United States, where we celebrate Thanksgiving this Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'll be out in Venice Beach feeding the homeless. Hope you guys will come out and see me if you're nearby. Anyways, so and we want to put that energy out that we are grateful. And so really stay in a gratitude mindset with what we do. On all dynamics, I struggle with emails. That's not my place, and this because like we did an exercise where we spoke, we talked about a lot of things. We visualized. She pulled some like tarot cards to really like set the tone for the because Melissa's like very intuitive, so she like every event is like completely different. Just like completely different. When we do the Tech Trauma Tuesday, it's really fun. And like this week, she's like, I'm gonna do a card pull and kind of like feel out the energy for what it is that the collective. I don't know how to word that, but anyways, so it was a lot of fun, and we kind of like visualized. Well, first off, we like kind of like brought up, the dynamics of certain things. And like my thing was like, it's like, listening to other people. I'm like, yeah, man, like I struggle with that too. Or a lot of times it's like people like will send me videos. Someone spoke on this. They're like, oh, someone send me videos, and then it's like, I don't really got time to watch it, but then like I kind of want to watch it, and then I watch it, and then like I feel like the universe is like pull, to like start looking at other things that's supposed to be shown, and I go down like a rabbit hole, and I waste a lot of time. Like, oh yeah, me too. I can relate to that. And so like that like spun off some things for me as well, thinking just listening. So like when we open up and we participate, we like start to realize, oh, that's me too, or vice versa. When you open up, other people will be like, oh my God, or like, like, oh my God, that's me too. And so it's just like we start to see a lot of commonalities, which like makes us be like, oh, okay. And it takes off a lot of pressure because other people are going through it as well. And so I was like going like, yeah, like my whole thing was like emails, it's like even though I purged a lot, purge, it's still like I get like these emails that like I get like just like kind of, I don't know what to do with them, like I got a filing system from Marie Kondo, Spark Joy at Work, Joy at Work, something like that. Marie Kondo, recommend her, and I recommend her email strategy that she does. But still, even though I purged everything, like it's like it's a constant inflow of just like coming in. I'm just like, and it's like I always feel compelled that like I have to read them all, or else I'm going to be missing out. And so like I'm slowly kind of like letting go of that, going like these are just newsletters. People are just staying in communication, and that was the shift that we spoke about tonight. Is like look at it as like we're in like an age where it's like communication. It's like we couldn't do this like a long time ago, and so like getting our information out there, it's like really great. Like even doing Zoom calls that we were doing, it's like really great. It's like this new technology, so like really like spread our communication with one another. And so like then we like went into like meditation, and we're guided by Melissa and Occam, and it was like a phenomenal. And this like really helps shift the group on how we looked at technology and social media and different things. And so she guiding us through. It was so beautiful. But she was like guiding us through. She like had us like really visualize, like visualize you're like out and like, I don't know. I can share my experience. I don't really know how she like set this up, but like I was like in a forest, and then like as we're in like I personally was in a forest. I was going down my path, right, and then so there's filled with trees, there's squirrels running around, there are birds and all that. And it was really good. And we come up on someone, we come up on a big boulder in our path. And then like in that boulder, it's like blocking our thing. And so this is like what we talk about with all the representation of technology within this meditation. And then you see the little you, like a child of you, like hiding, like, and so like you go up to like little me, right, sitting there, and then you go like, hey, like what's going on? And then like he'll have to explain like why he's afraid. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you shrink the rock down to like a little pebble, you pick it up, throw it behind you, and then you hold your little person, little you's hand, and you continue to walk the path together, like reassurance. It was really beautiful. Like you really got to attend me. Like I'm not giving this any justice whatsoever, but like it's really profound. And then we like continue walking the path, and then the next one we come up, we see like the mood kind of shifts, and like next thing you know, we see like someone sitting on a bench, and that's supposed to be the representation of technology, like what it is, right? And so we like go up to that, like whoever that may be, and like this is where we have like blockages. And then so like whoever you visualize, like that person, like share with them, like that's like it's a personification of who you are, and your blocks that you're having with technology. And so like you sit down with that person and you talk to them, you like tell them like how you're feeling, like what's going on. You can vent, you can yell, you can complain, but you can just really share like what it is. Now you sit there and you listen to like that person speak back and give them their reasons for you, and you make peace with that person. And then you then grab each other's hands, right? You move forward, and then you stumble upon your ideal client. Like you're coming down another path, like another person. You're just like sitting there, and he's just like, you feel like this sense. So like I was holding like my personification of social media, and I was holding my little 7-year-old hand, and we're walking down, in this like forest that was all like, foggy, because I like fog. It's not like I really like fog, so it doesn't really mean anything like negative to me. It's really positive. It's a positive feeling. And then we come up and they're like, we have this like overfilled joy because we see something in front of us. And it turns out that like as we get closer and closer, it's our ideal client. Oh wow, it's our ideal client. So like I visualize people, like I visualize someone like in the Middle East and then like in developing countries. I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. And so and they're like, what is it that they want to share with you? Like what is it like? So like they I don't know. It's like the meaning I got from behind all this was like look at it, that like shift the way that we look at it, because it's like these your ideal client may not be comfortable on certain things. And then like Occam stepped in and was like talking about like, oh no, then we went like a round table and we said like we're gonna like be in a round table, put all the social medias in like a round table area. And it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And then so like, and then we come to like peace. Like now we made peace with our little self. We made peace with the personification of what was blocking us. We found our ideal client, and they shared with us like what their needs were, like what social media platforms that they really enjoy communicating on. And like they don't know how to communicate on any other ones, but they just know how to do that. And they are so excited about like you and so happy, and they want to learn more about you because they're just so excited. And then when we go down, we like have like a little like powwow almost, and a little circle. And then the personification says like, hey, I want to invite some friends in. And he brings in all social media and all technology. It could be like websites, it could be like emails, it could be like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, like all of them just kind of join the circle. And we sit down, and then we come to like an agreement, like, hey, like we're cool, right? Yeah, okay. So like we're just all like trying to figure out how to communicate with each other. We all communicate with one another differently. We're going to come together, we're going to join hands, and we're going to write out a contract together that this is going to be like a fun experience from moving forward. This is no longer going to be a challenge. I'm like, oh man, this is profound. And it was like really like just shifting. Like I got like goosebumps. Whenever I get goosebumps, means to me, it's like on a cellular level, like something just changed to me, something like some kind of energy just shifted. And so like, that's what I was experiencing. And Occam kind of came in and said, now turn those into like, as we like tether them off, like with that contract, they turn into balloons. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then so like my experience was like, they just like went into balloons. So now all the social media for me, the social media accounts, like all like turned into like colored balloons. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And then so like, and then so everyone like had different experiences, but my experience was like that, like my ideal client from the Middle East and or developed countries all around the world, they would hold on to those balloons. And so for me, the representation was that like I go to my ideal clients and I say, hey, what is it that you want to share with me? And my ideal clients would tell me that like, I love watching how free you are, because like we live in a suppressed country and we cannot be free. I love how like I want to learn how to do that. Just watching you inspires me to believe that I can do it, but I'm not comfortable on those platforms like you are. And I go, okay. And then so like what they do is they hand me a balloon, and then like they go like, this is where I like to communicate. So the color balloon represents a different social media account, different social media, different something. And so like when my ideal client from like a developing country where they feel suppressed and they see me like being all free, but like they don't really want to step into their courage, and they're just like kind of shy because they haven't really seen other people do it. Right. And so like all they want to do is just see someone do it because that inspires them. They hand me the colored balloon, which represents whatever color, the social media or technology, wherever they're comfortable at. And then I go like, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I will now demonstrate on how to be free on the platform that you're comfortable with, because I like to say, like I've always said, there's something called the monkey see, monkey do effect. And when we do that, it helps them like open up and shine. And so like by them handing me that colored balloon, it tells me, that gives me permission that like, oh, okay, I need to go work over there and show them just being my most authentic self. And then that will create authenticity with them and courage to build up to do it themselves. And so it's a way for me, like the way I visualized it through this amazing meditation technique, was that like this is a great way to just build communication with people, to be like, what color balloon do you have? What color balloon do you have? Do you want to give me? Thank you. And then like I receive it with joy and gratitude and peace, and with them on that platform and spinning out that one. Like, that is so profound. That was beautiful. And so like think about that within yourselves. Really visualize that. Like your childhood, what are your childhood needs? That like maybe like you have some blockages or something like that. What is the personification uh, uh, of your technology, social media, anything that like you may be like hesitant, you don't really like, you're talking bad about? Like find gratitude with it, and then like then visualize who is your ideal client, and then and then like what is it that they have to tell you, and then from there, have a big powwow with all the social medias and realize that like we all need to communicate, and it's really beautiful. And it's a wonderful way, especially when like your ideal client is like exuberant to like talk to you and learn about you, and like just wants to like just learn from you, and just they're just so just like enthralled by you, like, oh my God, like they're just mesmerized by you, and they just like they love you, so like it shifts that whole dynamic of like, oh, okay, instead of it being like, oh, I hate this, I don't like this, like this is challenging. You're like, oh no, this is beautiful, this is wonderful, this is great. That's what my take on it. So anyways, I will end it here. I just wanted to share my ways to help shift you guys as well. Like, oh man, I'm telling you, this like learning, like being on this like personal growth and spiritual growth development, I got to document this somewhere. So I just like so like just like wrapped up with it. It's like really driven to like really like pursue further. It's not only for myself, but it's also like to like help other people, like get some new tools to like under my belt, so that way I can help people break free from themselves as well and resolve their unresolved issues and have the tools to help them do it and step into their most authentic self, so they can be a beacon of light for others and be that lighthouse to shine their light for others around the world. There you go. I'm Mr. Michael Adams. I have a book coming out. I'm still in the process of writing it. Stay tuned for that. It's going to help you guys resolve your unresolved issues and be authentic and a lot of good stuff. And I see Mr. Kevin Boss is here. Good old friend of mine from high school. How you doing, brother? How you doing? Long time. I'm gonna drop this right here as well, since I'm gonna get out some things. I do accept love donations to help get me going. So under Ko-fi coffee, it would really benefit me if you got any value out of this. If you feel compelled, if you feel like it's something you want to do, I'd really appreciate any love donations. And if not, just keep coming back. That's all I ask. I will continue to spread the knowledge and wisdom that I learned along my journey and all that. All right. I'm Mr. Michael Adams. This Keep Inspiration Alive, Global Inspiration Nation. Stay strong. Stay you. Toodaloo.